Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. And today, we're going to be getting things done.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about getting things done
That's right.
with the Strategy to Execution framework from the IEA.
The IBA.
Yes, the International Institute of Business Analysis, just in case
Okay, so
you forgot.
yeah.
So
So
it's all about taking an idea and making it really happen
that's it.
in a business,
Yeah, putting it into practice.
Yeah, it can get kind of messy
Or it can get really messy.
if you don't have.
Especially in a large organization.
Yeah.
If you don't have a plan, you're going to be
Yeah.
in trouble.
So imagine you're leading some sort of major change initiative, maybe launching a new product
Or new product offering.
or
a new...
revamping how your business.
Yeah, complete digital transformation or
Yeah.
an operational...
Where do you even start?
Well, I think that this framework really starts from the beginning.
Okay.
Understanding the problem you're trying to solve. And it calls this the program strategy.
Okay.
And it's about going a little bit deeper than the surface.
So not just the symptoms,
Yes.
but the root cause of the problem.
That's right.
Okay.
Finding the root cause.
I like it.
The guide actually uses the term sense making,
Ooh, sense
which
nice.
I really like.
Yeah.
So you take stock of where you are right now.
Okay.
How does your business operate?
Yeah.
What are your stakeholder relationships?
Yeah.
How are your processes?
That makes sense.
What's the company's culture like?
Yeah, it's like taking inventory.
Yeah.
Everything before you start
Yeah.
doing a renovation.
Absolutely. It's like before you build a house, you got to look at the plot of land.
Exactly.
What are we dealing with here?
Yep.
Is this a good foundation?
Okay, so
Uh-huh.
then we understand our current state.
Yes.
How do we get to the
And then we figure out,
we want to be
yeah.
in the future? And that's the future state design. Okay, so
So this is where we're going to articulate our desired business outcome.
okay.
What are those tangible results that we want?
Yeah, what does success look like?
What does success look like? How do we measure it?
Yeah.
And then from there, we define our business objectives.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of SMART goals?
Oh, smart goal.
Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound.
Yeah, I need that reminder sometime.
Me too. I think we all do.
Sometimes you get so
You get caught up
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the vision,
yeah.
and we forget about the
Details.
brass tacks, the details.
For details.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
but it's important. And then there's this really interesting idea in here
That's
of
it.
cultural technology alignment.
Okay.
So, have you ever seen a company implement a system
Uh-huh.
that totally clashes with how people actually work?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
It's like jamming a square peg in a round hole.
Yeah.
So this framework stresses the importance
Okay.
of choosing technology that aligns with your desired culture
Okay.
and your operating model.
So if you want to be a collaborative company,
Yes.
you need tools that help you
to help
collaborate,
Yeah.
not hinder that collaboration.
It's about making sure that the technology enables your vision and doesn't put a roadblock up.
It's not just the technology, but it's how it fits in
Yes.
with the company as a whole.
With the bigger picture.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
All right. And speaking of the bigger picture, we can't talk about transformation without talking about the people.
Uh-huh. The stakeholders.
Yes. The stakeholders.
Because you can have the best plan,
you can have the best plan.
but if nobody's on board with it,
It's going nowhere.
yeah.
It's absolutely going nowhere. And
Yeah.
that's where the stakeholder strategy comes in. So we're going to identify those key stakeholders.
Okay.
We're going to understand their needs and their interests.
Yeah.
And we're going to develop a plan to engage them
That makes sense.
effectively throughout the entire process.
Yeah, especially for product managers.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
I mean,
Product strategy, it's all about the users.
Yeah.
Understanding your users.
your customers. Yeah.
Those are key stakeholders.
Totally.
And the guide stresses that this isn't just a one-time activity.
Okay.
We're going to engage stakeholders throughout the entire process.
So keep those.
Keep those lines of communication open,
Yeah. Address concerns,
build trust.
build trust,
Mm.
and build that shared ownership.
Yeah, you're building relationships, not just checking boxes.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay.
So once we have a solid understanding of our stakeholders, then we need to think about the structures and the processes
Okay.
that are going to guide the transformation.
Yeah.
And that's where the sponsorship and governance framework comes in.
Now, this is something that I think a lot of companies struggle with.
Yes.
How do you make sure that you have
Yes.
the right governance?
That actually supports the transformation and doesn't hinder.
Yeah, because a lot of times,
Yes.
like the too much governance can be a bad thing.
It can really slow things down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the key is clarity.
Okay.
We need to define clear roles and responsibilities
Okay.
from the outset. So who is the sponsor?
Okay.
Who is the champion?
Okay.
Who provides the leadership, the resources?
So they're accountable.
They are accountable. They own the program success.
They have skin in the game.
Skin in the game.
Okay.
And then we have the program board,
Okay.
which is the governing body
Yeah.
responsible for decision-making and oversight.
Okay.
So they're the ones that are going to make sure that we stay on track,
Yeah.
that we align with those strategic objectives,
Right.
and that we deliver
Deliver the value.
the expected value.
Okay.
So it sounds like you're saying that we
Yeah.
need the right people
Right people in the right role.
in the right roles, yes.
Yeah.
And the guide makes a really important distinction
Okay.
between governance and sponsorship.
Okay.
So sponsorship is about championing the program. It's about securing resources.
Oh.
It's about navigating the political landscape.
Ooh, I like that.
And it's about making sure that those changes stick.
Okay.
So governance is often focused on the nuts and bolts of delivery,
Okay.
staying on schedule,
Yeah.
staying within budget.
So.
But sponsorship is about making sure that we're going in the right direction.
Okay. So governance keeps the train running on time.
Yes.
But sponsorship makes sure it's going
It's a great way
to the right destination.
to put it. Yes.
I like it.
And both are essential.
Both are essential.
Absolutely.
Sure.
For successful transformation.
Okay.
Okay. So we've got program strategy. We've got stakeholders.
Yes.
We've got governance.
Yes.
How do we actually start putting this all together?
There's a great question.
Into like
An actionable plan.
what we're going to talk about next. And that is what we're going to talk about next.
Okay.
So we've laid a strong foundation with program strategy, stakeholders, and governance. But how do we actually start putting those pieces into action?
Yeah. How do we take that vision and
Yeah.
turn it into
How do we get it done?
a real plan?
Yeah. How do we turn it into a tangible plan? And that's where the guide introduces this concept of execution roadmaps.
Okay. So execution roadmap.
Execution roadmaps.
It does sound simple,
Pretty simple.
but I'm guessing there's more to it than
Oh,
just
there's more.
making it to-do list.
There is a lot more to it than just a to-do list.
Okay.
So think of execution roadmaps as your visual guide
Okay.
to the entire program journey. So it's going to lay out the key milestones, the deliverables, the dependencies, and the stakeholder events
Uh-huh.
in a clear and concise way.
Oh, so it's like a blueprint
It's like a blueprint.
of how this transformation is actually going to play out.
Exactly.
Step by step.
It's a step-by-step guide,
Right.
and it's more than just a static document. The guide emphasizes that these roadmaps
Okay.
are dynamic tools
All right.
to help you anticipate potential bottlenecks,
Okay.
adjust to changing conditions,
Makes sense.
and keep everyone on the same page.
Yeah. Especially,
Yeah.
in today's world where
Things are changing all the time.
everything's changing so fast,
Rapidly.
you got to be able to
You got to be able to pivot.
pivot. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
And the guide even suggests using different roadmap formats.
Okay.
Timelines, Gantt charts,
Hmm?
even Kanban boards,
Mm-hmm.
depending on the complexity of the program
Okay.
and the audience that you're communicating with.
So choosing the visualization that really
Yes.
tells the story.
Tells the story.
Last.
Yes. And speaking of storytelling,
Oh.
let's talk about the business case.
Okay.
So you have this amazing vision.
Uh-huh.
You've mapped out your execution roadmap, but now you need to convince the powers that be
Yeah.
to invest in this journey.
Because even the best ideas need funding.
Need funding. They need resources.
Yeah.
So the business case is your chance to build that compelling argument
Okay.
and to clearly articulate the why behind this transformation.
What are the benefits?
What are the potential benefits
Not just financially, but for the whole company.
for the organization as a whole, and what are the costs
Yeah.
and the risks involved?
So painting the full picture,
Painting the full picture.
showing the value, and making sure that everyone understands what's in it for them.
You got it. And a well-crafted business case goes beyond just numbers.
Okay.
It weaves together all those elements we've discussed, the program strategy, the stakeholder analysis,
Uh-huh.
the execution roadmaps.
It's a story.
It's about telling a cohesive story
Yeah.
that resonates with your audience.
I like that.
And just like those execution roadmaps,
Uh-huh.
the guide emphasizes that the business case isn't static.
Okay.
So
So
you're probably going to need to revisit it
revisit it, yeah,
and refine it throughout the transformation journey. Yeah.
as things change.
As things change, especially after key milestones or if you encounter unforeseen challenges.
So it's a living document that
It's a living document.
changes with the transformation.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, now once you have that solid business case and the green light to move forward, You need to think about the resources you'll need to make it all happen, and that's where the sourcing strategy comes in.
Yeah, because no transformation happens on its own.
No, it does not.
You need the right people, the right tools.
You need tools, you need partners.
Yeah.
Exactly. The sourcing strategy is your blueprint for procurement.
Okay.
It outlines what you need, how you'll get it, and who will manage it.
So making those decisions up front of like,
Yes.
Are we going to use one vendor? Are we going to use
Multiple vendors?
multiple vendors?
What kind of contractual agreements do we need?
Yeah.
This is where things can get really tricky,
Uh-huh.
especially for larger organizations with those complex procurement processes.
Yeah. Red tape.
Red tape, bureaucracy.
Yeah.
So the guide stresses the importance of aligning your sourcing strategy with your overall program strategy
Okay.
and your IT strategy.
Yeah, because if you
Because if they're not aligned,
you're going to have delays. You're going to have like
delays, cost overruns.
lost overruns.
You could jeopardize the whole thing.
Yeah.
And the sourcing strategy isn't just about getting the best deal.
Okay.
It's about finding partners who truly understand your vision
Yeah.
and can support you
So
throughout the transformation journey.
So it's not just transactional. It's like
It's about building those
the real partner. Yeah.
strategic partnerships, yes.
Stuff. Okay.
Okay, so now, once you have those resources in place, we need to start thinking about how this transformation will actually play out for the people who are going to be using the new systems or processes, and that's where we dive into this fascinating world of user journeys.
So this is where we start thinking about the user experience,
Exactly.
like putting ourselves in the user's shoes.
That's right. We're going to walk a mile
Yeah.
in their shoes.
Understand their needs,
Yeah.
their pain points.
User journeys are all about moving from the big picture
Okay.
to the granular, from strategy to
Yeah.
experience.
Okay.
So they allow us to visualize how different stakeholders
Uh-huh.
will interact with the transformed system or process
Yeah.
step by step.
This is huge for product managers.
Oh my gosh, yes. Product managers are always thinking about
User experience?
user experience.
Okay.
So by mapping out these user journeys, you can identify potential pain points.
Okay.
You can streamline processes and ultimately design a solution
Yeah.
that truly meets the needs of your users.
Making sure that the transformation like actually works
Yes.
for the people who are using it.
It's got to work in the real world.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is where those design thinking principles that are woven throughout this framework really shine.
Okay.
You're constantly iterating, testing, and refining
Yeah.
your approach based on user feedback and insights.
So it's a very human-centered
It is
approach.
It is a very human-centered approach.
Which makes sense because transformations
Because at the end of the day,
are about people.
transformations are about people.
Okay.
Now we've mapped out these amazing user journeys.
Uh-huh.
We've got our resources lined up, but what happens when the program officially ends?
That's a good question because I feel like a lot of times
Yes.
we see these big initiatives, they launch,
Big fanfare.
and then everyone kind of forgets about it, and it just...
And then it fizzles out.
Yeah.
And that's why a solid transition strategy is absolutely essential.
Okay.
It's about ensuring a smooth handover from the program team
Wow.
to the business as usual team.
So it's not just about launching, it's about...
It's about embedding those changes into the organization's day-to-day operations.
Success, yeah.
Exactly. The transition strategy outlines how you'll do that.
Okay.
So we're going to address things like ongoing support and maintenance,
Okay.
knowledge transfer to the operational team,
Yeah.
and even planning for future releases and enhancements.
So thinking beyond the finish line
Thinking beyond the finish line.
and making sure that this has a lasting
A lasting impact.
on the organization.
Okay, cool. I like that.
All right, now let's talk about one final but incredibly important element
Okay.
of the framework,
Okay.
and that is the change and adoption strategy.
Okay.
So we can have the most brilliant strategy, the most seamless transition,
Uh-huh.
but if people don't actually embrace the changes,
It's all for nothing.
it's all for naught.
Yeah.
Because transformation is ultimately about changing behaviors,
Uh-huh.
mindsets, and sometimes even the very culture of an organization.
It's about getting people to change how they do things.
Yes. And that can be really hard.
Yeah.
And that's where the change and adoption strategy comes in.
Okay.
It's about understanding the human side of transformation,
Okay.
recognizing that change can be challenging and sometimes even unsettling for people.
Yeah, people are afraid of change.
They are.
Yeah. And we have to acknowledge that.
Yeah.
So it's about addressing those fears and concerns head on
Uh-huh.
and creating a sense of excitement and ownership around those new ways of working.
I like that.
You got it. The change and adoption strategy outlines how you'll communicate the changes,
Okay.
how you'll provide training and support,
Mm-hmm.
and how you'll measure the adoption rate
Okay.
of those new processes, those systems, and those new capabilities.
Making sure that it's not just a top-down initiative,
Yeah.
but that everyone feels like they're
Everyone feels bought in
a part of it. Yeah.
and empowered. Yes.
Okay.
The guide emphasizes that change management isn't just a one-time activity. It needs to be embedded throughout that entire transformation life cycle.
So really create a culture
A culture of change,
of change. Yeah.
where change is embraced
Yeah.
as an opportunity for growth and innovation.
And that takes strong leadership, right?
It does.
And communication.
Open communication and a commitment to ongoing learning and development.
Absolutely. Okay. Okay. So we've gone through all 9
He has.
elements of the strategy to execution framework.
Yes, we have.
And we've talked about how important is for product managers,
Oh,
for
absolutely.
people who are like driving innovation.
Yes, driving innovation, leading change.
Yeah.
It's a powerful roadmap for anyone
Yeah.
involved in business transformation, but it is especially relevant for product managers.
Because product managers are kind of like mini CEOs
They are.
of their product, right?
Yes, they are responsible for that entire life cycle,
From start to finish.
from ideation to launch
Yep. Yeah.
and beyond.
And this framework really gives them like the tools to think strategically,
Yes, it does.
to engage stakeholders and really execute that vision.
Execute that vision.
Yeah.
It gives them a structure and a process to follow.
Yeah. One thing that really stuck out to me in this framework was the emphasis on design thinking.
Yes.
It's in every single.
It's woven throughout
Wow.
all 9 elements.
It's really encouraging that user-centric
Yeah, user-centric.
approach.
Absolutely. And that's so important for product managers.
Uh-huh.
They need to deeply understand their users,
Mm-hmm.
their needs,
Their pain points
their pain points, and constantly iterate and refine their products
based on that feedback.
based on the feedback
Yeah.
and insights that they gather.
It's about building a product that people actually love,
Yes.
not just a product that
It's not just about checking a box.
Yeah.
It's about making something
that solves real problems.
that people want to use.
Yeah.
And that solves a real problem for them.
Okay.
And this framework helps product managers do just that.
Okay.
It helps them think holistically about that product development process.
Okay.
From understanding the market opportunity
Huh?
to defining that product strategy
Oh, yeah.
to building the right team
Yep.
and launching successfully.
It's like a playbook.
It is like a playbook for product success. And it's not just about launching a product.
Right.
It's about ensuring its ongoing success.
Yeah, because what's the point of building a great product if it's just going to like,
If it's just going to sit there
yeah.
and nobody uses it or it doesn't get the support it needs,
Yeah.
this framework emphasizes the importance of a solid transition strategy,
Uh-huh.
making sure that that product is smoothly integrated
Into the business.
into the business
Yeah.
and supported over the long term.
Yeah, like the long game, not just
A
the
long game.
short game.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So this framework helps product managers think about those long-term considerations,
Uh-huh.
making sure that their product has the resources
Yeah.
and the support it needs to achieve its full potential.
Awesome. Okay, so let me recap
Let's recap the 9
the 9 key strategies
pieces of framework.
and how they can help
Yes.
product managers
Product manager
Yeah.
achieve product excellence.
excellence. Yes.
Okay, so we started with program strategy, and for a product manager, that translates to defining a clear product vision
Mhm.
and understanding that market opportunity.
Okay, then we moved into future state design.
Future state design, envisioning that ideal product experience
Yep.
and setting smart goals
Smart goals.
for what you want to achieve.
Okay, next we talked about sponsorship and governance.
Sponsorship and
Making
government.
sure you have the right people on board.
Yes, making sure we've got that clear decision-making
Decision-making.
process in place.
And stakeholder strategy.
oh, yes, stakeholder
Which is
strategists.
so important.
So important. We've got to engage our users, our customers,
internal team.
our internal teams,
Yeah.
and building those relationships based on trust and transparency.
Absolutely.
Then we dove into execution roadmaps,
Yes.
which are crucial for mapping out that product development journey
Yeah.
and keeping everybody aligned on the timelines
Timelines, deliverables.
and deliverables.
yeah.
We also explored the power of a well-crafted business case
Yeah.
to secure that funding and the resource
product.
for your product.
Yeah.
And we talked about the importance of a strategic sourcing strategy.
Yes.
Finding the right partners and the right vendors
Yeah.
to support your product development effort.
Then we explored the world of user journeys,
User variance.
really putting ourselves in the shoes
I'm walking a mile in their shoes.
of our users
Yes.
to build a great experience.
And then finally, we talked about the importance of a smooth transition strategy
Yes,
to make sure that your product is seamlessly integrated
into the business.
into the business, and a change and adoption strategy
Yes,
to help users embrace that new product
and all these features.
and all of its features.
This framework's so valuable
It is such a valuable
to
resource.
product managers and really anyone in product development.
It gives you that structured, comprehensive approach
Yeah,
to navigate the complexities of bringing new products to market
yeah, and ensuring their success.
and ensuring their success.
Yeah.
So we talked a lot about design thinking in this framework. What is one area of your life or work where a more design-focused approach could lead to a better outcome? What would that process look like? We encourage you to explore more resources from IABA if you found this deep dive valuable. And join us next time for another exciting deep dive into a world of business analysis. Until then, happy transforming